Hi, this is Tara for HealingCrystals.com.
Hi, this is Lourdes for HealingCrystals.com.
Today we're going to talk to you about wands,
Yes.
about their energy, about different ways to use them. And as you can see, we've got a couple of wands. We have some crystal wands. We have some that have multiple crystals in them, and then we have a wooden wand. So, Lourdes, how do you like to use your wands?
Well, it depends on the type of wand.
Okay.
And they're all very different, but they all work with you physically and energetically. Probably the wand I use the most is, well, actually two. The Vogel for actually psychic surgery.
Okay.
Since I'm a healer, there are times when somebody has something attached that shouldn't be attached. So I will use this to direct energy to actually make an incision, pull it out, and sew it back up if you want to put it that way. So for psychic surgery, if any of you are healers, the Vogels are excellent.
Now, the interesting thing about a Vogel is it's actually named after a person.
Yes.
Okay. I think it's Marcel or Marcus Vogel.
Marcel.
Marcel Vogel. What he was doing was he was working with energy, and he designed this because it only works with one frequency. So that instead of energy being scattered everywhere, because that's what happens with energy when it goes out, it just scatters. A Vogel will really direct that energy, which I find interesting because it's only on one frequency. So if you've got something very specific, a very specific intention, I like to use a Vogel for that. And generally overall, what I like about wands is that wands will direct your energy. It can bring energy into you. It can help you put energy out there. To me, a wand is probably one of the most personal ways that you can use a crystal. Because it really is. I mean, that's what a wand is meant to do, is to direct energy. And that's what I like about it. And that's what, that's the interesting thing about the Vogels.
Well, the other wand that I use the most would probably be the rounded tip. This is a selenite with a fluorite tip wand for massaging, especially for people who have headaches. To have this going over your head, and I usually use it in a clockwise manner so that it takes energy out of people. When there's too much energy, you have a headache. So why not just go counterclockwise massage? And I use two at the same time. To use both hands going counterclockwise, and that feels heavenly. And use it around your head if you have sinus headaches.
You can use it. You just want to make sure that if you're using it, that you use one with a rounded tip.
Yes.
Okay, that's the most important thing. And I mean, it's the energy is still there. It's just you're not going to have obviously the little point that could possibly hurt you. So that's the most important. Whenever, as you can see, most of mine don't have a point on them. I usually go for the ones with the rounded.
See, and I like and one real way you could use the points, if you know your acupressure points, even around your ear, start using them, put it on there, and see how it feels. Because sometimes you have a blockage, and just placing it there will help remove the blockage. So if you have a sharp one, use it for that. And, especially try first around your ear and see how sensitive you are, because everyone is different, and see how it feels on different points. Especially if you have a headache, work on this point.
I like to use my wands more in grids and for like specific energy work. Like for instance, let's say I wanted to, I might use like my rose quartz in the center and maybe put like an onyx around it, a labradorite around it, maybe a clear quartz, and just kind of build the energy, and maybe a leopard skin. Oh, that looks pretty. And maybe just build the energy up like that, and it kind of it's directing the energy. It's good if you're directing for two. You could do it this way as well. But I like how it kind of it's again, it's with every wand, you're going to have, just like with almost everything, you're going to have a female receiving end and a male, end that's putting, that's directing the energy out there. So, I like that, maybe this is pulling the energy from the onyx, and it's going towards the leopard skin. It's kind of like bringing everything together, and that's one of the things that I like about wands. You'll also see that I have a wooden wand here. And what I have done, I actually had more crystals on here that have fallen off because the glue. I've had this wand for quite a while. And what I like to do is I attach crystals onto the wand. And we've had people have asked this question of us before about using glue with the crystals or that kind of thing. I find that I've never had a problem. As you can see, I still have a little bit of dried glue on here, but I can just peel that right off. And what I will do with this, like that rose quartz has never, I've had this forever, and I've had that rose quartz on there forever. It never comes off. It's not going anywhere because it is meant to stay there. The other crystals sometimes just pop off for reasons I don't understand, just that I don't need that particular energy anymore. And what I will do with this is I will sometimes use it to maybe energize a grid.
Yes.
And put my intentions into that particular grid. I also use it to clear energy around my home, around the space that I'm in, that kind of thing. So I mean, there's lots of different uses that you can have. It doesn't necessarily have to be a purely crystal wand. If you've got a wooden wand or any other kind, you can, you can infuse it with your intentions, and also use the crystals with it.
The other types of wands that I like to use, I also do the same thing with a wooden wand too, is I like these, which are just a general shape for massaging. And usually if I use the pink one, it's for the heart chakra area. The blue one for the third eye. I like to activate my third eye every chance I get.
Okay.
And this is what I like to use, is these. Now this is another shape that's not the same. If you notice, this one is flat on one side. And what I like to do with this is use it with cream. If you're using an essential oil or a cream.
Okay.
Whereas these I don't use with an essential oil.
And that doesn't damage the crystal or do anything to
not
the
with
crystal?
this is hematite.
Okay.
So it was.
But you just want to be careful with
right. For some crystals may some crystals may stain.
Right.
If they're not, you have to
just
be careful.
Be cautious.
If it's that it's sensitive to water, then please do not use oils or creams.
Right.
But if you're not,
pretty much, indestructible.
Yes, and so I find it's just for constant rubbing up and down. Whereas these, I like to go in circular motions or figure eights. This is just the up and down motion, works really well. And when you're talking about directing energy on the body, I like to use wands that don't have tips because I want it to flow as if it were coming through a tunnel.
Okay.
So for me, it's more flowing in and out as opposed to being directed in one direction.
Okay. I also like natural wands. I have this this ruby wand that I use. I use this for grounding.
That's a good idea.
I like the, first of all, the natural, I think just the fact that it pretty much came out of the earth like this to a certain extent, that it really gives you a nice grounding. This thing, it's so heavy too.
Yes, I got one yesterday.
It's so heavy, right? Yes.
And they're so pretty.
Yes.
They come with just the ones from Healing Crystals have this end polished, and it just feels so good. And
it's not about the size of it. It's about the it's about the energy, and it's about how you feel about it. I mean, sometimes you're thinking, oh, I gotta get like a big wand, or I have to get a fancy one. No. Find the one that resonates with you and with your energy. It will choose you. And then, you can build up a relationship. I think wands are some of the easiest crystals to build a relationship with. Because it's gathering your energy while it's getting energy in, and it's all kind of like flowing back and forth. And I think you can build a really nice bond with a wand in a very nice way.
They're wonderful. And if you're a healer, please get some wands.
And even if you're not a healer, I mean, honestly, I believe that we're all healers in our own way, even if it's not something that we do consciously. I think it's something that all of us want to help other people and heal things. So, I think it's just a wand is just, a wonderful tool for every one of us out there in the world. For healingcrystals.com, I'm Tara.
And I'm Lourdes.
Crystal blessings.
Bye.